Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we're looking at another Cthulhu Wars expansion. This one is Tcho-Tcho, maybe? Tcho repeated. Alright, so this one is a new faction. It has core rulebook, faction sheet, 6 unique spellbooks, brain cylinders, or 4 brain cylinder tokens, I should say. Ubo Salath growth token, faction glyph, and then 18 minis. You got Ubo Sathala, 6 alkalite cultists, 3 high priests, 6 proto shoggoths, and power doom token. This one retails for about $50. It's put out by Petersen Games, aimed at ages 14 and up. There's my Stealing fan right there. You see it. It does promise a new faction, but we'll see how it works out. Let's see what we got in here, and see how it sounds. You do, of course, need the core box set for Cthulhu Wars to get anything out of this. Alright, this is the Omega Edition. So you can see there, Omega Edition. Fancy. There's the faction symbol. It's like a spider looking thing. Alright, here's the contents of the box, which is nice that that's included in here. I always like seeing that so that I know what might be missing. Alright, cool. The box quality is pretty good. Here we have the cardboard faction sheet, or the cardstock one, and they give you, for some reason in this one, has the actual thick cardstock one. That was, the other factions were all together as a bonus for Kickstarter. So that's really cool. This one's in the box. I don't know if that's just for the Omega editions or if that's all of them, but it's really cool to get this because I prefer these nice thick card. Less likely to get completely destroyed. Alright, here's our sheet with spellbooks and the brain cylinders and the glyphs. And there's our minis. So, let me adjust the camera so we get a better look at this stuff and see what we got here. Okay, so let's look at this faction card. I'll display the nice cardboard one while I read the other one. Tcho-Tcho, unique abilities, sycophancy, doom phase. When an enemy player does a ritual of annihilation, either you gain 1 doom point or he earns 1 fewer doom, his choice. Alright, to summon Ubo Sathith, you have number 1, you have a controlled gate with a high priest in play. He need not be with the gate during the doom phase or the action phase. 2, if it is the doom phase, pay 0 power. If it is the action phase, pay 6 power. Number 3, eliminate the high priest and place Ubo Sathith at your controlled gate. Combat, equal to growth counter on the doom track. Hell's Banquet, doom phase. Once Ubo Sathla has been awakened, starting with the following doom phase, and whether or not Ubo Sathla is still in play, roll 1d6 and increase its growth counter by the roll die. By the die roll. Can't talk today. Alright, so it looks like he's only got 3 things. He's got Alkalites, High Priests, and Proto Shoggoth. There's 6 Alkalites, 3 High Priests, and 6 of the Protos. After all players have set up except for Opener and Windwalker, 8 powers, 6 Alkalites, and a controlled gate in an empty area containing a faction glyph. Set Ubo Sathla's growth counter to 0 on the Doom track. If a High Priest expansion is used, replace 1 Alkalite with a High Priest. Spellbooks. In order to gain them, here are your 6 options. Earn an Elder Sign. Another player performs a ritual of annihilation, or another player has 15 Doom. Third option, own 3 or more Elder Signs. Fourth, as an action, you may remove your controlled gate in your start area. On the Primeval or Shagai maths, remove any of your controlled gates. Huh. Any Great Old One is killed in battle. And lastly, awaken Ubo Sathwa. So that's pretty interesting. Alright, let's look at these spell books. First spell, Soulless Ongoing. When captured and sacrificed, your cultist provides 0 power instead of the normal 1 power. Terror Battle. Choose 1. Your enemy's combat total is reduced by 1 per Proto-Shoggoth in the battle. 2. Your combat total is increased by 1 Proto-Shoggoth in the battle. Martyrdom, post-battle. If your high priest is assigned a kill, all other kills assigned to your other units become pains instead. Idolatry, cost. Action cost 1, rather. Select an area containing another faction's glyph, even if that faction is not in play. Move any or all of your units in adjacent areas into the selected area. Hierophants, ongoing. When you earn any spellbook, including this one, immediately place a free high priest at one of your gates. If you have no high priests in your pool, instead advance Ubo Sagoth's growth counter by 1. Tablets of the Gods, Doom Phase. When you perform a ritual of annihilation, you also receive 1 additional Elder Sign for each of your high priests in play. Then eliminate those high priests. This is not optional. Alright, so there's the spells, there's the brain cylinder tokens. These are all really nice quality. There's the glyphs on the back. You've got your same brain cylinders color coded for the books, and one of the glyphs is noted. The other one is black on the back. So don't throw those glyphs away. You'll need those. Alright, so let's take a look at the minis here. There are quite a few of them, and they are slightly different. The high priests are different, and so are the cultists. So that's, I find, the most interesting part. So the high priests actually have, they're like holding a skull over their heads instead of holding a book. And there's this like sickly pink color. But the high priests look really cool too. They've got the like spiky Viking type helmet, and their hands are up. So they look significantly different than the other high priests and acolytes. So that's pretty interesting that they're very distinctive when all the others are the exact same mold. But the detailing is equally good, probably even a little better. Then we've got the Proto-Shoggoth, which is just sort of like a mess of gross things. I don't really know how to describe this. There's a mouth there. There's like some eyeballs on it in various spots. Very detailed. This could really have its own unique look to it. I don't know even how to describe that. So painted up, it could look really interesting. And then we've got the Great Old One, Ubo Sathwa, and it's got kind of this like weird look to it. Usually they're, you know, if they're sitting on like a gate or something, it looks like the standard gate frame, but this one's different. It's got like these almost like Stonehenge type columns on it. That could be really cool if they're painted, because there's like some detailing etchwork on there that looks like maybe there had been symbols or something on there. But yeah, the Ubo's got this like almost like Krang from the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon look to him. This tentacle's glued on. This one is molded on, and I think this other one might be molded too. Yeah. So most of this is one big piece. And he's got kind of a weird look to him, so it's hard to describe, but it looks like he's like almost like an ooze that's surrounding this, like it spills out from his body onto the base. So it's hard to describe him with any degree of accuracy, because he's kind of got to be seen. But there's all these little polyps around him too. Yeah, painted up, this would look really creepy, and I think he looks kind of creepy as it is. But yeah, it's an interesting miniature that definitely could change up the game a little bit. So yeah, I mean, this faction looks like it might be pretty interesting to play. A little more strategically difficult, but it could be fun. But that is what is inside the Tcho-Tcho box. I don't know how to actually pronounce that, but it looks like Tcho-Tcho to me. But that'll do it for this episode. Be sure and check out some of the other videos we did for the Cthulhu Wars stuff. There's quite a few of them out. And thank you again for watching, and we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.